And we're live once again. Hard to believe, but we're on episode 20 of our live stream series. I wasn't sure it would actually last this long, but not too bad. See who's here. Art Blade, of course. Always good to see you, Art. And anybody else? Oh, there's Big Pete just popped up. MPK is here. Good to see you. The Sinner is here. Hello, hello. Glad you could make it. Lord Narco is here. Hello. Good to see you. I don't remember your name popping up before, so that's cool. I don't know if any of you guys have popped over to the Discord yet, but it's actually been going pretty well. We had a little chat last night. We were talking about what we were reading. I was telling him about Goblin Slayer. I was on, I think it's book 11. I just started, so that was kind of fun. It's good to see how many people have jumped over there. What about you guys? Anybody reading anything interesting? We're getting close, I see, to the end of this season of new anime stuff. I think we're on number 9 for the series I've been watching, so probably 3 more weeks and this season will be done. I'll be curious to see what's coming up next time. Let's see. For some reason the comments on the side are frozen. There we go. Shonda P is here. Soren Stark, hello from Denmark. Good to see you. Two Lady Homesteaders, newbie to your books and podcasts. Welcome. Glad you could make it. Gabriel Badwolf is here. Hello. That's one of my regulars over on Discord. She has the cutest little dog she shares pictures of over there. Agatha Christie books and audio, Big Pete. All right. Nothing wrong with that. I remember in 8th grade I had to do a book report and I did an Agatha Christie book, so I forget the name of it though. I think it was a Perot one. Lord Nako says I've been playing a lot of Stellaris. I'm not familiar with that game. You'll have to let us know what it's about. Is it like a PC game or a console game or something like that? I'm not big into gaming. I haven't played. I don't even know. Other than I play this one game. I forget the name of it, but it's like sort of like Space Invaders. You got to blast these things that come in from all sides, but I don't know the name of it. Gabriel says one of my dogs is snoring in my ear right now. Yeah. That picture of the one sleeping on your chest was funny. Artblade says he's reading Marked by the Dragon series by Richard Fierce. That's another one I haven't heard of, so it's very cool. Is it just your standard epic fantasy or something else? A new book in one of the other series I've been reading just came out, but I got to finish the Goblin Slayer book first before I read it. I also got the new Hell Witch comic from Coffin Comics to read, so that'll be good. Two Lady says we're 100% off grid, so knitting, spinning, gardening, and reading. Aha. Spinning like making your own yarn? That's cool. I remember there's a lady up the street who has an alpaca farm, and when they did an open house, they would show how she used a spinning wheel to turn the fur into yarn, which I thought was pretty neat. Big Pete says, I haven't played computer games since the early 90s. Not knocking it, but it's not for me. Yeah, I haven't played... I probably haven't played an actual, full computer game in like maybe 15 years, something like that. Not as long as you, but it's been a little while. Blade says, a full YA fantasy audiobook. YA for the main characters, readers of all ages. Yeah, it's surprising. There's a whole lot of people that read YA fantasy. I think my books could almost be borderline YA, given the age of the main characters. Most of them are late teens, early 20s. Gabriel said, yeah, she's been doing that since she was a puppy. Lord Narco says Stellaris is a real-time grand strategy game set in one of several available galaxy types in the distant future. Player controls ships, including science, on the PC. Real-time strategy. Interesting. I used to play World of Warcraft back in the day, but that's about as deep into the strategy games as I ever got. MPK says, haven't had the chance to read the last few Aegis of Merlin books. Midterms are really kicking my ass. Oh, yeah. Well, that's one good thing about books. If you can't get to them now, you can always get to them later. The new one, book 11, is at the editors right now, so that'll probably come out mid to late summer. Two Lady says, I have a flock of Border Leicester sheep. I take the fiber from the sheep to sweaters and socks. Wow. I bet that's quite a process. I can't imagine. I've never been much for either animals or knitting, so I don't think that'd be for me. But it's very cool that you can do that. If the zombie apocalypse comes, you guys will be all set. You got your own power, your own clothes, all kinds of stuff you need. Artblade says, I've played Satisfactory since it came out 2 years ago. Essentially, you build factories, first person. I never heard of it. There's so many games I've never heard of. It's ridiculous. I just don't keep up on it. I know there's plenty of channels that's basically all they do is video game stuff, but not really my cup of tea. Me and Big Pete. Let's see. True Lady Homesteader says, I really enjoy listening to your books while I craft. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Glad to hear it. It's amazing the different things people do while they're listening to my stories. I think Pete said he listens to it while he's doing woodworking. I don't know how many truck drivers say they listen while they're driving. The other day I had a logger say he listened while he's working in his equipment. So pretty crazy. Gabriel said, I re-listen to a lot of YA because there's less likely to be about sex. Nothing more annoying than finding a new book to find it's all sex and no plot. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. And then there's other people that are like, where's the sex? So I guess you can't please everybody. Sometimes you just want to listen to a book about a dragon or a werewolf. Yeah, that's true. Artblade says, agree. The stuff I found, I ditched just as quickly because of that. Yeah. It's definitely all a matter of taste, what you're into. The Sinner says, I'm listening on my way to work while gaming. Wow. That sounds dangerous if you're driving. MPK says, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Neither. I gave up soda like 30 years ago, and I don't think I've drank a soda since I was a teenager. When I did drink soda, I preferred Coke. The center says no bus or metro. Oh, that's good. I'd hate to think you were driving while listening to my stories and playing a game. That would be pretty sketchy. But yeah, no, that's definitely a good thing to do if you're on the bus. Hopefully you don't have too long of a ride, though. Let's see. Heartbreak said LOL, yeah. I guess it is kind of funny, the idea you might be doing all that stuff while driving. Although, I swear, I've seen more people driving while talking to their phone and recording videos and stuff. It's pretty crazy. But 45 minutes. Well, that's still a pretty good haul if it's, 45 minutes each way. Gabriel said, yeah, there needs to be a rating system for books like there is for games and movies, even if it's on the honor system. Even then, everyone would be happy knowing ahead of time. Yeah, I know I've seen some people in their Amazon descriptions will say, rated PG-13 or whatever. But yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done that yet. Kathy Welch says, hello, good sir. Thank you for sharing and love the books. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for stopping into the live stream. I don't think I've seen your name pop up before, so glad to have you aboard. Speaking of books, I wanted to tell you guys, since a bunch of people have been asking for physical copies, I'm working on setting up a Etsy store for paperbacks and hardcovers. It looks like a pretty good system. They handle all the taxes, as well as if there's anyone from like Europe or Canada or whatever where they need to pay a value-added tax, they take care of that too. So you don't have to worry about paying a fee at the border, other than like an import fee, I guess. But so I'm looking forward to getting that going. Hopefully, I'll have everything up by the end of the week, and then I'm going to take the links for each book that I have up and post it underneath the videos, so people who are looking can find them more easily. Artblade says, so if you quit sodas, I suppose it's water in the bottle rather than say vodka. Yeah, it's definitely water. I don't drink alcohol either. Addiction runs in my family, so I've never wanted to risk that sort of thing. I'm kind of boring when it comes to that. MPK says, the hell in the Ages of Merlin. Is it the hell that contains the demon lord we hear about in the Portal Wars? I don't want to give away too much, but sort of, yes. When you get to Rise of the Demon Lords, you'll have a better understanding of how it fits in. But yeah, I don't want to give away anything if anybody's on here that hasn't read it or listened to it yet. If you want to talk about spoiler stuff, though, I actually have a section in my Discord server that is all for discussing spoilers. So if you want to pop over there, that would be a good spot to do that. Artblight says, could give tea a shot. Good alternative if you get bored of water. Yeah. Sometimes I'll add lemon to the water, but generally I'm happy just drinking water. So, but it's a good suggestion, Art. I appreciate that. Oh, that reminds me, was it Friday? I think it was Friday. I got a bunch of books delivered for resale, hardcovers to sign and resell. And you should have seen the state of those poor books. The FedEx lady said it was raining in Tennessee when they loaded them, and the box was falling apart, soaking wet. It was an absolute mess. I think I had something like a dozen damaged hardcovers that I needed to turn in. I almost just refused the order, but about 2/3 of the books were good, and the other third was bad. So hopefully I can get some replacements. Sci-fi Nerd 1911. Good afternoon, James. I hope everything is going good in your neck of the woods. I can't wait for your next book to come up. Yeah, all good here. We got about 5 inches of heavy, wet, nasty snow yesterday. So that wasn't great. And 2 swipes into blowing it out, my the cotter pin that holds the I don't even know what the name of it is. The thing you turn to adjust the blower direction falls out in the middle of the driveway. And that thing's dragging on the ground in front of me as I'm trying to work. Finally make it back to the garage. And I can't find that key for nothing. So I have to, I didn't have any more that fit. So I ended up disassembling a mouse trap and taking the catch lever and bending it in half and using that to hold the adjustment thing in place. It was the lamest, most MacGyver thing you ever saw, but it worked. And then today, it was up in the 40s and all the snow melted, and I found the cotter pin. So that was good. I'm glad I didn't drive over with my car. I really didn't need to get that in the tire. Kathy Wells says that's funny. Well, it's funny in retrospect. There was considerable swearing going on out in the driveway when it happened in real time. Gabriel said it's better being boring than an alcoholic. It's very hard to quit once you're addicted to something. I'm addicted to sugar, not as problematic, but almost diabetic and keep falling off the wagon. Yeah, I had a really hard time with sugar. One of my New Year's resolution was to try and cut out as much added sugar as I can. I'm sticking to it okay. I haven't had a candy bar since January 1st, which is pretty good. I gave up granola bars, but I found I couldn't give up all sugar, so I do nibble occasionally on Lactaid ice cream, cookies and cream. But that's the only sweet thing I have in the house, so I'm doing okay. But the worst thing is, white bread turns to sugar as soon as you eat it, and I've kind of given up white bread too, which I really, really miss more than the sweet stuff. Sci-fi Nerd says, haha, that's absolutely hilarious, and I know where you're coming from to have to jury rig stuff at work all the time, but that is how we expand our thinking capacities, by doing new things. Yeah, I probably just not have stuff break. The center says, try alternatives, still sweet and better for your health. Yeah, I've tried some things. I like fruit and things like that. Heartblade suggests snacking nuts and dried berries right now. Yeah, I got a big plastic thing of mixed nuts out in the cupboard, so that's my general snack. Big Pete says, you don't smoke, don't drink, not even pop. Perhaps that's why your books are so imaginative, like a Quaker in their furniture. Maybe. I've always had a overactive imagination, so. We got Chuck Nora. Hi from Chuck in Ishpeming, Michigan. Enjoying your audiobooks. First time chatter here. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to hear it. I'm not familiar with Ishpeming. Is that up north or towards the south or whereabouts? It sounds like it ought to be on the Upper Peninsula, maybe. Heartblade says, I was actually returning to myself, hence the arrow pointing to me. Oh, I see that greater than sign. I thought maybe you were saying snacking and dried berries is better than, ice cream or whatever. Gabriel, yeah, you don't realize how much sugar is hidden in stuff when you Oh, is that ever the truth? I just find sugar. I found sugar, and more sugar. It's right now. I'm basically down to fruits, vegetables, and meat, and of course my occasional treat of ice cream. But for the most part, it's just fruit, vegetables, and meat. I eat a lot of fish, chicken, but yeah, I got rid of a lot of stuff. Chuck says Upper Michigan, Lake Superior. Yeah, I was pretty close. Oh, I should have known. I didn't even notice it until you said it. But in your whatever these little things in the corner here are called, it says Upper. Somebody from the Upper Peninsula. I actually had a CD called from the Upers that had a bunch of songs on it. These crazy songs. So. Arblay says it's a chat thing. You can do it that way, like I'm eating. Okay, I gotcha. I before I started doing these live streams, I never did much with chatting. I don't think I've ever been in a live stream for a chat of somebody else. I sometimes watch them, once they're over with, but I very seldom watch live streams actually live. So I'm glad you guys are. So I appreciate that. Lionel Tomich. Hi, James. Thanks for the books. My tractor work is in a whole new world now. I can't hang around too long as it's morning tea time in Australia. Promise to listen later after I blow the driveway. This isn't winter time down in Australia, is it? But thanks for stopping. That's always surprising to me how many Australians I have who stop in. I actually shipped a guy in Australia. The complete Portal Wars and signed Soulbound Saga and signed hardcover. So that was cool. MPK says, funny story. I had this chipped quarter dropped in the snow next to a sidewalk 4 years ago. Last summer, I was passing by that place, and I found that same chipped coin. Now it's my lucky charm. Wow, 4 years. Last summer. So that's months ago. Wow, that's amazing. I'm quite impressed. Gabriel says, sounds nice, Chuck. I'd love to see the Great Lakes someday, but probably won't. I live in Ireland, and it's expensive to get off this island. Some cheap flights from the U.S. from time to time. I didn't realize you were from Ireland. That's very cool. Debbie Bauer says, really liking your books. Glad they came in audio format. Can't read letters anymore. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I like your AT-AT here in your avatar picture. I can't quite make out what's written on it, but I never seen one painted that particular color either, but that's very cool. Big Pete says, I think it's autumn in Australia now. And Lionel says, nope, summer, 39 degrees Celsius at the moment. Holy crap, 39 degrees Celsius is quite hot. Heartblade says, it's from in-game chat. So that's when you start to abbreviate things in funny ways. See all those LOL, ROFLs, and so on and so forth. I gotcha. I'm afraid I got done playing games before chatting during them was a thing. Wonder Bubble says, hi from Montana. Hey, good to see you. Thanks so much for stopping. I think that this might be the first time I've seen your name pop up, so that's very cool. What kind of dog is this in your avatar? He looks like he's very happy to be doing whatever he's doing. Chuck says, my sister dated the drummer of the Upers. Top album was called The Upers. Best thing since Fat Women and Sex. Huh, that's cool. I used to listen to that every year at Christmas time while we were decorating the tree. So Lionel says that's 102 degrees TL. Holy hell. That's really, really, really hot. I'd actually rather have the cold that we're having than that crazy heat. Debbie Bauer says it's the Scooby Doo mystery van. That's very cool. Can you imagine? I can just picture the Imperials marching up to a rebel stronghold in an AT-AT that looks like the mystery van from Scooby Doo. I don't think it would have the effect they're hoping for. Gabriel says Andrew Rowe is a good fantasy writer. I'd recommend. Oh, cool. If you're in the Discord later, you should drop that in the book section. That way, everybody can find it. I have an awful time finding these comments again from after the live stream is over. Wonder Bubble says, just found your work, loving it so far. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate the kind words. What series are you listening to right now? I'm going to guess you started with the Portal Wars. That's the most popular one, but that's all. PK says, have you ever done any traveling? I spent last summer with relatives in Georgia, or not last winter. What else? I don't really travel much. I hate flying, and I don't particularly care for hotels either. So, yeah, not much traveling for me. But I went to Disney World back when I was in sixth grade. I'm not that far from the Canadian border. We've been to Montreal a few times, but yeah, not a ton of traveling for me. I'm a homebody. I like to be comfortable and work. So I don't really go on vacation. Gabriel says he's going to drop the name of that writer in the Discord, so that's excellent. Wonder Bubbles, listen to the Portal Wars. I listen to the books while napping. So finding a good new author is exciting. Oh, very good. Always glad to find a new fan. So thanks. Thanks for checking my stuff out. I appreciate it. Two Lady Homesteader says, how do I get book 6 of the Soulbound Saga? It should be right there in the playlist underneath book 5. It's The Heart of Alchemy. If you're looking for a physical copy, I've got some. I've got some in stock. I'm not quite sure just what you mean. Debbie says, I brought an inflatable tent for road trips. My daughter and I love going to concerts. Oh, that's cool. I actually have tinnitus, so I can't go to anything that's really loud. Gets my ears to really ringing loud. What's the last concert you went to? I think I've only been to like 2 in my entire life when I was younger. And those were both country music ones at our local fair. I think it was Alan Jackson, maybe. My mom was a big Alan Jackson fan, so if he was in the area, I'm sure she would have wanted to go. But I can't remember who it was. Let's see. What else? I don't think I've been to any other concerts. Well, I shouldn't say that. So we have local concerts up in the park about a mile from my house all summer. Every weekend during the summer, local bands will come up to the bandstand and play. Uh, Nothing professional, but they get a pretty good crowd usually. Although in my dinky little town, it's not like there's a huge number of options for live entertainment. So we have one of the local rich guys paid to build like a little concert hall. So if it rains, they can go inside. They do all kinds of stuff there. Although I don't think they've been doing very much since COVID. They shut everything down then. And Wonderbubble says, having a snow day here, not going outside if I can help it. So finding this live is pure luck. Awesome. Yeah, I'm on. I go live every Sunday at 4 o'clock. So anytime you want to stop in, you're more than welcome. We actually had a snow day yesterday. It was snowing like crazy. We got about 5 inches of heavy, wet snow, and it was absolutely miserable. Debbie said, "Full terror assault down in Cave in Rock, Illinois." I've never heard of that band or that place, so that's must be a little bit off the beaten path. Full Terror Assault, though, is a cool name for a band. I'm guessing rock and roll, heavy metal type stuff. BK says concerts are too loud. I had to wear my noise canceling headphones. Yeah, I definitely don't like too loud. Wonderbowl says, okay, recurring reminder on my phone. Awesome. Gabriel said, I liked a lot of the country music singers from the 90s, like Alan Jackson, Tracy Lawrence, Billy Ray Cyrus, Reba McEntire, etc. Yeah. Well, actually, I've never been all that crazy about country music, but my mom used to listen to it a lot. So it was always in the background in the house. Heartblade says, for some bands, I could use those no matter what. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Kathy says, I love the Portal Wars and the Soulbound series the most so far. Anna Maria irritated me. Well, she was sort of meant to be slightly irritating, so I guess she's doing her job. That's good. Lionel says, thanks again. I'll donate some money for your great work. Or would you be better off if I buy some hard copies? Either way is fine. If you want a hard copy, I'm happy to sell you one. But if you don't, a donation is perfectly fine. So no need to worry either way. Whatever you want to do, I appreciate. Debbie Bauer says, yes, it's a pretty awesome metal music festival. Well, that's cool. Maybe I can find their music on YouTube. I'll take a look. ISPY says, just wondering if you had any story first or the world Etherverse first. I had stories first. I've been slowly building it book by book until I finally got sort of a what do you want to call it? I've gradually built up a I've gradually built up the universe where I have most of the big movers and shakers and stuff sorted out in my head. So I'll keep adding new bits here and there, but a lot of the magic and the demons and the archangels and the void and all that stuff is now pretty well set. The playlist says unavailable video hidden. I think Artblade put a link in for you down below, so hopefully that'll work. Gabriel says, I listen to a bit of everything and love music. Yeah, I like classical and heavy metal, which sounds strange, but they're actually very similar. NPK says, after the Portal Wars, which one of your series is the most popular? Probably the Aegis of Merlin, the urban fantasy series. That one's that's my longest one too. That's 10 books now. 11 if you count the one that's kind of set in that's set in the same world but doesn't have the same main character. ISP says, my ears are shot. Seen Fish about 230 times. Aha. Fish is sort of a big deal where I live. I'm close to Vermont, and they're like a local band. One of the only, local band that really made it big. Gabriel says, also terrible at remembering band names and singers and such. LOL. Yeah, I am too. That's maybe I ought to do over on the Discord. Maybe I ought to do a section for music like we have for books and anime. That way, if somebody has something they want to suggest, it'll be a lot easier to find. Big Pete says, I saw Tom Jones in Ponty Park and David Bowie in the Cake Tin in NZ. Concerts are okay, but I could think of better things to do. Yeah. Paul's here. Finally made it to stream. Thanks again for all the books. Oh, you're welcome, and thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Wonder Bubbles. My taste in music is varied too. Everything from Blackmore's Night to Metallica, Johnny Horton, Kokia, most genres. On your list is cool, but Metallica is the only one I've actually heard of. So, is Blackmore's Nights anything to do with Richie Blackmore from? Oh God, I can't believe I forgot his name. But Smoke on the Water. Lionel Tomich says, "Sweet donation it is. Have a great day, y'all." Yes, thank you. I very much appreciate that. Two Lady Homesteader says, "Is Portal Wars the same as Soulbound Saga?" No, same universe, different worlds, different characters. I would recommend definitely listening to the Portal Wars first, just because there are some Easter eggs you might appreciate more. But yeah, no, they're not like same characters or anything. They're all different characters. Gabriel says, I'm guessing magic is different in different places because of biological differences as well as people don't think about magic the same way. Exactly. And in some places the ether is thicker than in others. So magic might be stronger or weaker depending on the world. Should have a general chat in Discord as well because it's hard to know where to talk sometimes, to just say hi or tell a silly story or something. All right, I can when we're done here, I'll jump on and add a music one and just a general chat room. Smoke on the Water, Deep Purple. Yes, thank you, Art. Like I said a minute ago, I'm terrible with names, but yes, Deep Purple is definitely what I was groping around for. Julie Al says, hello, sir. I finished listening to your Portal War Saga and Soulbound Saga. It's quite refreshing to me listening to your book. I usually read a lot in web novels and some light novels. Oh, cool. I read a lot of light novels myself. I'm currently reading number 11 in Goblin Slayer. Wonderbolt says no, it's a medieval folk metal fusion band out of the UK. Ah, well, that would explain the Knights part. Let's see. True Lady says the link is for the Portal Wars. Yeah, there the Soulbound Saga is only 5 books, so if you were looking for a 6th book in that one, that might be why you're having trouble, because it only goes to 5. So Kathy says I crank up the radio every time I hear Deep Purple. That's cool. The guy who does your artwork, I'd say you were going to try and get him on the live stream. The thing is, Ben lives in the Philippines, so I'm not sure how it would work time-wise. I'm also not sure how good his English is, so that might be kind of tough. But I could ask, I suppose. Celeste Smith says, I discovered the Portal War series last week. I finished the last book yesterday. Amazing. Wow, that's a lot of listening if you made it through the whole series in a week or two. Wonder Bubble says, how many different series do you have out so far? Let's see. Soul Force Saga, Aegis of Merlin, Dragonspire Chronicles, Portal War Saga, Divine Key Trilogy, Soulbound Saga. Plus, I've got The Squire and Death and Honor, which aren't really series; they're just standalone. So 6 series plus those 3 books. Oh, and 7 series. I got the Rogue Star Sci-Fi series too. So 7 series plus a couple odds and ends. Gabriel says one of my favorite Little Herd bands is Loudon Swain. The lead singer played Chuck, God, in Supernatural, and is also the main character at most Supernatural conventions. Yeah, I'm definitely one of those who hadn't heard of it, but that's very cool. MPK says, if you had to choose to become one of the fantasy races you write about, vampire, demon, angel, etc., which one would you choose and why? That's tough. Angel, I suppose. I wouldn't want to live in hell and be evil. I wouldn't want to be a vampire where I had to drink blood and sleep all day. Maybe a fallen angel would be cool. You'd get all the powers of being an angel, but you'd get to live in the mortal world. Wonder Bubble says, sweet, I'll be binging for a while then. Yeah, they're not all on YouTube, just so you know. I don't have the audiobook rights back yet from my publishers, but as soon as I do, I'll start posting the older books. Master of Ceremony. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. The Sinner says immortality. Yeah, that'd be another good thing about being an angel. Artblade says a good one because here for authors, MC is main character. Too funny. I knew Master of Ceremonies as well. Yeah, I didn't even. I knew what a Master of Ceremonies was. I just when I see MC, I always when you're talking to another author, you always hear, how's your MC doing in your work in progress or WIP. So I guess it's all a matter of your frame of reference. Junk spam, stuff spam. I was wondering, would any mage have the innate ability to become an arcane lord with enough training, right masters, access to immortality chamber, or was Otto special in that regard? No, any wizard would if he knew how and had access to the chamber of eternity. So yeah, no, Otto wasn't particularly special in that regard. He just had the determination to collect the parts he needed, and a master to teach him how to find them. But yeah, no, any wizard could do it if they knew how. MPK says probably demon for me just because it sounds cool. Yeah. Wonder Bubble says dragon for me, hands down. Yeah, a dragon would be a good choice too. The only problem is if you played a true dragon, if you were a true dragon, you would be bound to the one world that you were supposed to protect. So, whereas if you were an angel or a demon, you could travel to all the worlds. So there's that. MPK says that's a good one too. Yes. Big P says I think one of Dragon Riders would be on the wish list. Yeah. The Dragon Riders, at least in my Dragonspire Chronicles, are just regular people who happen to have dragons to ride. So you could do that without having to change into some kind of a supernatural creature. Kathy says, thanks again, James, and all the hard work put in. I'll be listening for a while. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Wonderful says, bound to one world now. Lots to see here, too. Yeah, that's true. But if Elon Musk has his way, maybe we'll get to explore Mars eventually. Junk Spam says, oh, and just because I couldn't find the info anywhere, who was the voice artist for all your audiobooks? He's awesome. His name's Joe Hempel. He was on with me on a live stream, I don't know, just before the new year, I think. But he's on there. It mentions him, and he's in the list, so... Gabriel says she'd like to be a dragon. He'd like to be a dragon as well, so long as the world I was stuck isn't boring. Big Pete says, yep, I know, but it would be a good job. Yes. Wonderbubble says, I'm too old, but maybe my nieces. To be a dragon rider? You never know. If you have a powerful enough dragon, they could still carry you up into the sky and keep you on board using magic, so... Yeah, being a dragon rider might be kind of cool. I don't generally like to fly, but somehow I imagine it would be less unpleasant if you were riding on the back of a dragon. Wonder Bubble says Elon Musk travel agency. Yeah. Gabriel says you're never too old for anything. MPK says Joe Hempel has an amazing way of bringing characters to life. That's for sure. He absolutely does. The Sinner says Avatar. Not sure what that's in reference to, or maybe you'd like to be an avatar. Oh, yeah. Art, thanks very much. Posted the link to the live stream Joe was on. So thanks for that, Art. You're always a lot faster with the links and stuff than I am. The dragon writing. Thanks a lot, Art. Yep, for sure. This This whole live stream thing would completely fall apart without Artblade. That's a fact. So it's always great that he's here to keep me on the straight and narrow and upload what needs uploading and stuff. So definitely appreciate that. Wonder Bubble says, I'm enjoying Otto and his journey quite a bit, but I don't want to ask too many questions. No spoilers, for sure. I wouldn't want to give anything away to anybody who was on a different series or something and hadn't gotten to the Portal Wars yet. So that's why we set up the Discord, or part of the reason. So if you want to go over there and talk spoilers, you're more than welcome. Gabriel says Art does a great job every week. Pete agrees, and they're both absolutely right. Oh, Darwin Dominguez popped in. Damn, late again, but salutations. Hope all is well. Yep, very good. Glad you could make it. Artblade says, thank you. It's my way of supporting James in return for all his works I enjoyed. Well, that's great. So, go team. Wonderball says, nope, not till I enjoy my first exploration. Oh, very good. Anytime you want to stop by, though, you're more than welcome. All right. I see we are getting towards the end of our hour, so this will be maybe my last call for questions. If anybody has anything they want to ask, let me know. Otherwise, I think I'll be wrapping this up in a couple of minutes. I'm pretty much out of stuff to talk about anyway. Hopefully, next Sunday, I'll be able to announce that my Etsy store is live if anybody's looking for print copies of any of my books. I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out. Art says, thanks everyone. Have a good one. See you next Sunday. Yep, I'll see you guys next Sunday for sure. MPK says, I'm wondering what the super interesting characters do in their free time. Like, does Amet-Ser drink coffee or tea? Do the Demon Lords play chess with the angels in between battles? I don't think Amet-Ser drinks anything. He's an arcane lord, so he doesn't have to eat or drink. And the Demon Lords definitely don't play chess with the angels. Junk Spam says, is the Tower of Sorcery its own universe, or are there other books that's already based on? The comic book is based on my Soul Force Saga novels. So yeah, it's based on those. Gabriel Battle says, craziest moderation I've ever done was during the Johnny Depp trial. Was a regular viewer for that Umbrella guy, and he made everyone he knew a mod because he got flooded because they mentioned him in it. Aha. Yeah, I bet that was crazy. I've never watched his channel, but I've seen him a few times on Ethan's stream, so. Oh, have a good night, everyone. Yep, good night, Pete. Good to see you. Hope to see you next Sunday. Wonderball says, thank you, and Artblade. Yep, you're welcome. Okay, it was great to see everybody. Hope you all guys all have a great week, and I will see you next time. So long.